Hey, welcome everyone. What's Outlook? Spoke to you guys there pregame, and much of what we spoke about came to fruition. There were things, I was trying to make you guys aware about Miami. First off, knowing they were going to be on one after what happened in their last game with Boston when they lost the 22-point lead. Death taxes and you work for Pat Riley, brother. I can only imagine what that was like. Probably the best thing for you was this game starting and they got straight to it. We saw Washington get off to a little bit of a quick start, similar to yesterday, and much like yesterday when the Nets took control of things, Miami did it even sooner. Um, we saw Brooklyn's bigs have a big game yesterday, and this one we saw Bam and his young fella go nuts in this one too, and then add on Miami physicality, and again, Pat's on their behind after what happened last night between Pat and Spo. Ray, we'll start with you. What did you take away from the Heat's 132 to 101 drubbing of the Washington Wizards?
Trying to make sure that pick don't fall below number 8, baby. We're in that portion of the year. We can just be honest about that. We know what it is. We know what time it is. And I think the Heat kind of sensed that, and they did what they were supposed to do. They're not in the same predicament as the Wizards, so yeah, they still got something to fight for. So they're just collecting wins at this point, and the Wizards are trying to position themselves for the draft. You know, it's not even worth belaboring the point anymore. It is tough to watch, but at the same time, you gotta make certain things happen. So yeah, man. Like you said, it was competitive for the first quarter, but once the Heat turned up, that was the Wizards sign that all right, man, let's just pack it in and move on to the next. Uh, Bam had his way. Pretty much everybody on the Heat had their way. But yeah, Bam, 22 points, 9-15 from the field, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 steals. Did that in 28 minutes, plus 41. Child's play.
Carter.
Yeah, the game just took a turn for the Heat in the direction of the Heat permanently in the second quarter. They outscored the Wizards 37-19, and that was all. Uh, that was all built off of the Heat's defense. Man, they really clamped down. They got physical, and they clamped down on Washington. It started with Bam. Bam. Uh, I actually have a clip I'm gonna post later. That man was guarding like all 5 positions in like one play. Like they were switching, but he started on the point. Like Bud would bring it up, he started out on him. Then when they would move the ball, he would switch to the wing, and then they would try to get in the post to Sard, and then he would be like, "Yo, move," and then he'd go guard the Sard. Like wherever the ball went, he went, and you can kind of figure out that they were trying to avoid him, but he's like, "No, you're not going to avoid me being a vet and high IQ. No, you're going to have to deal with me." They were trying to pick on certain matchups he felt where they may have the advantage. I'm gonna eliminate that now. He kept switching depending on where the ball went, and he locked everything up. He forced misses. He got the ball. He pushed the ball. In that second quarter, he had 12 points and 4 rebounds. One steal, but he was 5 of 7 from the field. They couldn't deal with him. Offensive putbacks, lobs. Just had his way in that quarter, and then he rejoined. He had help. Kelly Well checked in. He just picked up right where Bam left off in a sense, in his unique way. And then Casper Yakajonas, hopefully I ain't butcher his name, the young fella, rookie, Illinois. I call it Wing U because all they do is produce high level wings. Thank him, Will Riley, Terrence Shannon. Now you got the young kid Wagner that's gonna probably get drafted. They do a great job of developing wings, and he started going to work when he checked in. He had 5 points and 4 assists, in that quarter alone. And Norman Powell was just steady all game, 9 points. After that quarter, it was pretty much it. It continued in the third when they outscored them 33-23, and that was ball game. And you went by 31. It was just a clinic. Um, They won everything. I call them the margin areas, dominated those. Points in the paint, 54-40 Heat. Second chance points, 31-14 Heat. Fast break points, 26-11 Heat. Bench points, 63-43 Heat. Points off turnovers, 26-15 Heat. You know what I mean? Like, it just keeps going. Rebounds, 60-42 Heat. Assists, 34-23 Heat. Wizards won nothing. Like, nothing. Took dominated every phase of the game, man. That's why you had the results you had, man. So, and this is a Heat team trying to figure their way, being around 500. So that just shows you not only how far the Wizards have to go, but also what the mission is right now, and that's playing for a draft slot. It is what it is. And, we ain't got to play stupid. We know what it is.
Yeah, and this was just the first of 4 meetings. I get to see Miami 3 more times before the end of the year. I'm not gonna sit here and add anything else to it. It's up on the screen. I think you guys already named them already. So it's Bam, I assume.
Bam.
So please correct me if wrong. X factor for you guys though.
Oh, the young rookie Casper's easy. He was killing. I'm pretty sure him or Will Riley. First matchup in the league. He won. Little, get bragging rights, so to speak, and he got it major way.
Ray, you agree with young fella, or you had a different candidate?
Yeah, he came in with a lot of energy, took advantage of the situation, and just made his mark.
All right. Well, Washington's next game is Wednesday evening, so we will tap in with you guys then for pregame and then outlook. I believe that game is against Cleveland, so Washington will get their first look at the James Harden version of the Cleveland Cavaliers. So we'll see you guys then. Enjoy the Super Bowl.